Jorge Mario Bergoglio, now known as Pope Francis, began his life in a simple home. He was born in Flores, Buenos Aires, Argentina, on December 17, 1936. His parents, Mario and Regina, were Italian immigrants. They worked hard to provide for their family. Young Jorge grew up in a loving home, surrounded by his siblings. His upbringing instilled in him the values of hard work, humility, and compassion. Life wasn't always easy for the Bergoglio family. They faced financial struggles like many immigrant families, but through it all, they held on to their faith. The Catholic Church played a central role in their lives. It was a place of comfort and support. Young Jorge learned about faith and service from his family and his community. These early experiences would shape the man he would become. Jorge was a bright and curious child. He enjoyed reading, music, and spending time with his friends. He also had a strong sense of justice. He was always ready to stand up for what he believed in. This sense of justice would later become a hallmark of his papacy. It would guide his work for the poor and marginalized. Growing up in Buenos Aires gave Jorge a unique perspective on the world. He saw firsthand the struggles of ordinary people. He also witnessed the deep faith and resilience of the Argentine people. These experiences would stay with him throughout his life. They would inform his vision for a more compassionate and just world. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia for more inspiring journeys.
As a young man, I felt a call to serve God.
This call led him to the Jesuits, known for their commitment to faith and social justice. He was ordained a priest in 1969, embracing his vocation with humility and zeal. He often visited the slums of Buenos Aires, offering comfort to those in poverty.
I want a church that is poor and for the poor.
The world watched in astonishment on March 13, 2013, as white smoke billowed from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. A new pope had been chosen. The announcement came, Annuntio vobis gaudium magnum, habemus papam, Cardinalem Jorge Mario Bergoglio. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the humble archbishop from Buenos Aires, had become Pope Francis, the 266th leader of the Catholic Church. His election was historic on many levels. He was the first pope from the Americas, a testament to the growth of the Church in the global South. He was also the first Jesuit pope, a sign of the order's enduring influence. But perhaps most importantly, he was a pope who embodied humility, simplicity, and a deep commitment to the poor. From the moment he stepped onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, Pope Francis captivated the world with his warmth, his humility, and his message of mercy and compassion. He chose the name Francis in honor of St. Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of the poor and the environment. This choice signaled his priorities and his vision for the Church. Pope Francis's papacy has been marked by his unwavering commitment to the poor and marginalized. He has made it his mission to reach out to those on the peripheries of society, those who are often forgotten or ignored. He has visited prisons, hospitals, and refugee camps, offering words of comfort and hope. His actions speak louder than words, demonstrating his belief that every human being deserves dignity and respect. One of the most striking aspects of his papacy has been his willingness to engage in dialogue with those who hold different views. He has met with leaders of other faiths, including Muslims, Jews, and Orthodox Christians. He has also reached out to atheists and secular humanists. His message is one of unity and respect, emphasizing the common humanity that binds us all together. Pope Francis has not shied away from addressing difficult issues. He has spoken out against war and violence, calling for peace and reconciliation. He has condemned the persecution of Christians and other religious minorities. And he has challenged world leaders to address the root causes of poverty, inequality, and climate change. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Pope Francis has consistently demonstrated his compassion for the most vulnerable members of society. He has washed the feet of prisoners, including women and Muslims, on Holy Thursday, a gesture symbolizing his belief in the dignity of all people. He has opened the doors of the Vatican to the homeless, providing them with food, shelter, and medical care. His actions really do embody the gospel message of love and compassion. He has been particularly vocal in his support for migrants and refugees, calling for a more humane and welcoming response to the global refugee crisis. He visited the Greek island of Lesbos, which is, a major entry point for refugees fleeing war and persecution, and he brought several Syrian refugee families back to the Vatican with him. Pope Francis has also shown a willingness to engage with LGBTQ+ people, famously saying, "Who am I to judge?" when asked about gay priests. While he has not changed church teaching on homosexuality, his words and actions have signaled a more pastoral and welcoming approach. Pope Francis has emphasized the importance of dialogue and forgiveness throughout his papacy. He believes that the only way to heal wounds and build a more just and peaceful world is through open and honest conversation. He has encouraged dialogue within the Church, listening to different viewpoints and seeking common ground. His own life has been marked by both forgiveness and regret. In his autobiographies, he speaks candidly about his own failings and shortcomings. He acknowledges his mistakes and expresses remorse for any pain he may have caused. His humility and willingness to admit his own flaws have made him even more relatable to ordinary Catholics. Pope Francis has also been a vocal advocate for forgiveness and reconciliation on a global scale. He has called for an end to the death penalty, arguing that all life is sacred and deserves a chance at redemption. He has also worked to promote peace in conflict zones around the world, encouraging dialogue and reconciliation between warring factions. Pope Francis's papacy has not been without its challenges. He has faced resistance from within the Vatican to some of his proposed reforms. He has also had to grapple with the ongoing clergy sexual abuse crisis, which has rocked the Church to its core. However, he has met these challenges head-on, demonstrating his commitment to transparency, accountability, and reform. He has established a commission to address the issue of sexual abuse, calling for a zero-tolerance policy and greater accountability for bishops who fail to protect children. He has also met with victims of abuse, listening to their stories and expressing his sorrow and shame for the pain they have endured. Pope Francis has also initiated a number of reforms within the Vatican, seeking to make the Church more efficient, transparent, and accountable. He has streamlined the Vatican bureaucracy, created a new Council of Cardinals to advise him, and instituted stricter financial controls. His goal is to make the Church more responsive to the needs of the faithful and more credible in the modern world. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Despite the challenges he has faced, Pope Francis remains a beacon of hope for millions of people around the world. His message of mercy, compassion, and hope has resonated with people of all faiths and none. He has reminded us that the Church is not a museum of saints, but a hospital for sinners, a place where all are welcome, regardless of our past mistakes. In his writings and speeches, Pope Francis often speaks about the importance of hope. He believes that hope is essential for overcoming the challenges we face as individuals and as a global community. He reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there is always reason for hope. He has called on Catholics to be a church of the poor, a church that reaches out to those on the margins of society. He has challenged us to live simply, to care for creation, and to work for a more just and equitable world. His vision for the Church is one of humility, service, and love. His papacy has been a time of renewal and hope for the Church. He has challenged us to live out our faith in concrete ways, to be a force for good in the world. His legacy is still being written, but it is clear that he will be remembered as a transformative figure in the history of the Catholic Church. He has shown us what it means to be a truly humble and compassionate leader. He has reminded us of the power of faith to change hearts and transform the world. Pope Francis's journey is a testament to the power of hope, resilience, and the enduring message of the gospel. He continues to inspire millions with his simple message of love, mercy, and compassion. As he himself has said, "Let us not be afraid of tenderness and compassion." Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia.